Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
Roadways are dangerous for emergency responders. Vehicles often whiz by just feet away from where paramedics are trying to save lives or tend to the injured or ill. This risky situation means visibility is essential to maintaining a safe response site. That's why the City of Edina's Fire Department recently purchased and applied reflective chevrons to its ambulances and fire trucks. Police Sergeant Aaron White joins us with Assistant Fire Chief Daryl Todd to talk about the impact of chevrons and how they work.
Thank you, Brian. We're back out at Edina's Fire Station number 1 today, standing before the big red trucks, and to learn a little bit more about the way these trucks look, I'm here with Assistant Chief Daryl Todd. Daryl, thanks for being on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
And specifically, when I say the trucks look great, by the way, but you know, when we talk about fire trucks, we think red trucks, but the backs of these trucks aren't red anymore. They're a combination of red, yellow chevrons. Can you tell me a little bit about why the look has changed on the backs of these trucks?
Yeah, back in 2009, the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, who has standards on a lot of what we do here, they have standards on our protective gear, on our vehicles. They came out with that all fire engines or fire apparatus, which means the big ones, the engines, the aerial tower, the ambulances, have to have these chevrons on the back of them to make them more visible when you're out on roadways.
Sure. It's almost hard to believe when you stand in front of one of these big trucks that it would be difficult to see a big red truck with all the flashing lights. But it really is an issue, isn't it? Roadway safety is a problem for us.
It is, absolutely. We had experienced earlier many times where our paramedics would be on the side of the road, and we've actually had radios knocked off of belts because of cars coming too close with their mirrors. People are either paying attention to the accident and not us, so we wanted to be more visible. We only have one vehicle that is one of our engines that was built after the standard came in place.
Sure.
But we decided it was important enough that we went back and retrofitted all of our vehicles like this.
Well, and a good example is even behind us. This vehicle, I'm guessing, wasn't intended to have chevrons because, you know, the diamond plating and whatnot, it took a little effort to get those markings on there, didn't it?
Right, yeah. Fortunately, I didn't have to do it. We contracted with a graphics company to come out and take care of this for us. The applicator had to come through and put a single dot in between each one of the raised surfaces on the diamond plate. It was a pretty time-consuming and labor-intensive job. But there are some challenges to it. The NFPA defines what size the stripes should be, that the chevrons are going up, the two different colors of red and yellow. So that's, I'm sure they've done quite a bit of research as to the color that best stands out.
Sure.
And I believe the chevron pointing up like that subliminally gets the drivers to go away from the accident instead of funneling it towards the accident.
Okay. Well, so you're lucky enough to not have to apply decals to trucks, but you have been around fire trucks for a long time with your career here. Have you noticed a difference? Does this make a difference?
Yeah, I live in town, and as I'm driving down the road, even if the vehicles aren't on emergency calls, if I'm driving down the road behind them, they really pop out at you.
Sure.
So it does really make our people stand out. We really went to a couple of years before we put chevrons on the vehicles, we went to high visibility outerwear so that our people are far more visible when they're out on scenes.
Absolutely. The roadside on a highway, any roadway really, is a very dangerous place for all responders. On the police side, the fire side, definitely hits close to home for us. And I think we'll close on that point. Any final thoughts? What would you tell motorists about driving around emergency scenes on the highway?
If you see our vehicles on the side of the road in an emergency scene, please follow the law and move over. It gives our people some room to work and provides a safety cushion so that we can all go home the next day.
Absolutely. The law is the law, that's one thing, but the reality is you, I, our partners, the various people in the departments are working out there, so we want those people to be safe. So.
Exactly.
Well, Daryl, thanks for the information today and being on the show.
Thanks.
That's Daryl Todd, he's the Assistant Chief here, and good reminder at the end there, watch out when you see emergency scenes on the highway, please move over and keep everybody safe out there. We'll return to you, Brian.